Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So, we're pretty much, 4 days ago away from the Bundesliga returning. And for me, I can't wait. I don't know about a lot of you. I don't know what team you'll be watching. But we're going to be talking about who's going to win the Bundesliga. I have the Bundesliga live table. I just made it. It spent a good 30 minutes on that. But hopefully it basically illustrates, it shows, and just makes it more fun to look at. So, let's think about it. I mean, everyone thinks Bayern Munich, and I think so too. But there's something we're not considering here. These players haven't been playing football for a good month and a half, I think, and you're gonna expect them to be at the same level. So there's gonna be a difference. We're gonna see it. But the question is, where is that difference gonna come from? Is it gonna come from off being good? Because there's some teams that are genuinely gonna benefit from this, and some teams that are gonna lose a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum. Like Bayern, we were the best team in the world, and this virus slowed us all down. Because if you look into it, we hadn't lost a game this entire year, right? Liverpool were holding the record along with us, but they lost to Watford. And now we're in a situation where we have a lot of things we need to uphold. We need to uphold our reputation, right? Really, that's what we need to uphold. But there's a lot of speculation. Who won the league? Who's gonna win it? So let's go to the live table. The top six. I could only get you the top six. I mean, no one really cares outside the top six. There's teams that, yes, obviously the Wolfsburg, the Werder Bremens, the Freiburgs, etc. But for me, I'm more focused on the top six because that's really where the fun happens. And you know what? There's a 6-point difference from the top to the fourth position, which is Mönchengladbach, who were at the top for a few weeks, like 4 weeks running. I think it was 5 weeks. Mönchengladbach had a nice lead, and then they had a few, and then they kind of capitulated, and then you started to see them kind of drop points. Leverkusen are a bit of a surprise to me because I didn't think, I don't know, they beat us, Leverkusen. Let me just say this. I hate Bayern Leverkusen. I hate playing them. They always turn up. They always do something. They always piss me off. But they've been the surprise package this season. Dortmund are on 51 points. I'm done talking. Dortmund are on 51 points. Leipzig are on 50 points. Leipzig were leading by 5 points when Mönchengladbach did drop off. Dortmund were in fourth. They were crap, Dortmund, but they picked up a lot of points in necessary games, and they've actually rejuvenated their title challenging. And I think, honestly, there is a huge title race. This is between 3 clubs. People think Dortmund the only reason Dortmund's behind us is because of 2 draws. Like, that's the only reason. So Bayern's on 55 points, which is quite a lot at this stage in the season. But we've lost 4 games and drew 4. So that's 4 times 3, 12 points dropped from the losing games. And then you have to do 2 times 4, which is 8. So altogether, we've dropped about 20 points this season due to draws. And that's annoying. So then again, we had Niko Kovac. So Schalke as well, they'll be looking to stay. But it looks like the top 5 between Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig, Mönchengladbach, and Bayer Leverkusen have pretty much solidified themselves. Schalke were a bit odd because last season, I think Schalke were very close to being in that relegation battle. But they survived, and Alexander Nubel, just brilliant, kept them up, and they've done well. I don't know. Schalke did pretty well to stay up, in my opinion. I think they're the surprise. I was thinking more Hertha Berlin would be in that top 6. I don't know. But Schalke have done very well for themselves. And it's not just a title race. It's also a race for top 6. Because if you look at it, Schalke are only secure by 1 point. Because behind them is Wolfsburg. Freiburg are also on the same point as Wolfsburg's 36. So Schalke are 1 point ahead. They would probably want to solidify that. On top of that, Hoffenheim are right there. And even crazier, Union Berlin. To all the way from the 6th spot, man, which is European football, it's the Europa League, is literally in contention because there's only 7 points separating 6th and 11th, which is absolutely insane. This is the most competitive this league has been, and close. And even relegation is a hard battle because I thought Paderborn, they're a good team. You should watch Paderborn play. They were winning a few games. They were doing very well. 4 wins, both them and Werder Bremen have picked up wins, but Freiburg just lose a lot. Paderborn don't settle for draws. They just go for games. But I'm looking at it here, man, and Mainz are very, very, close to. It's mid. The battle is so close. That's the problem. That's the thing, not problem. That's the best thing about this league, and that's the thing that I think. I can say Bayern's going to win it, and I hope we do. But there's some part of me that would genuinely wouldn't. If we gave up the league for the Champions League, I wouldn't take it to. Let's just say I'd forgive the club very quickly, because we've had the misconception is that the league is easy, which is it's not. We're just too good. Sometimes I feel like we just need a super league or something to just test us, because we would probably win that a lot of times. But I'm thinking about it, and we haven't been consistent this season. Leipzig have lost less games than anyone in the season, but they've been drawing a lot of matches. So we aren't good. We've been good since maybe November, November, when Hansi Flick got the job. That's when we started being good or showing signs. But even before that, we lost to Mönchengladbach. Well, I think back to back, and then we lost to Bayer Leverkusen in the matter of 2 weeks. We were not that team. We were constantly growing in confidence. Beat Dortmund 4-0. I bet that put a lot of confidence in the team, and it helped them go to lengths. And even before the winter break, I keep calling it the winter break, but the halftime show break that the Bundesliga does between the seasons, between January all the way and December. We didn't win the last 2 games. I think it was Wolfsburg and Werder. No, it wasn't Werder. Wolfsburg. We barely won. Zagzi had to come on and save us. There's been a lot of games where I feel like we got saved by something cool happening for us, by someone turning up, which isn't something you associate with Bayern, a big game player taking responsibility. And we won a lot of games like that. And that's the reason why we're 4 points ahead in the title. I think we should, if Dortmund win against Schalke, that's going to be a statement win, because this weekend in 4 days, because it's going to put them 3 points ahead. So they'll be 1 point behind us, and we're away to Union Berlin, which is always going to be crazy because you're away from home. You're not at the Allianz Arena, even though there's no fans. It's still, you know your pitch, you know how it is. You can almost visualize the fans in the stadium, how they are. I think, you know what, if Dortmund win against Schalke, there's a real chance that Bayern maybe capitulate, because I don't know. I don't know how the team is going to play. I don't know who's going to play how. I don't know if Schalke are just going to turn up and gain 20 points and be first, and every other team is going to drop points. I don't know. I don't know if Mönchengladbach are going to be the same team that they were a few months ago, where they were just absolutely thrashing teams. I don't know about RB Leipzig. Have they dropped off? Will they get an injury to Upamecano or Klosterman or anyone important? Will they get an injury? Maybe like Bayern pick up 2 injuries. Lewandowski, Neuer go out. And now we're stuck with Ulreich, and Zagzi has to be given a chance. Well, has to. That's a good thing. But, you don't know, man. You don't know. Funny enough, we've actually drawn... the only reason we've only had 2 more wins than Mönchengladbach. They've lost two more games than us. That's how close the title is. The only reason Dortmund's behind, Leipzig have lost less games than us, but they just drawn so many games. You would think if Leipzig had not drawn 4 of their games, they would be 3 points clear of us right now. And that's the thing with RB Leipzig. They will draw games. They do have that tendency to, you know what? No, that Leipzig and Dortmund are very different. Dortmund actually just choke. They just know how to bottle anything. They are literally Kim Kardashian FC. They just choke, and they're plastic. They bottle. The players have no mentality to win and go and and just put the nail in the coffin. Leipzig, on the other hand, for them it's just immaturity. They have that tendency to keep going and get it done. They got second 2 years ago. But Leipzig, for me, they need something. They need maybe like a Champions League semi-final to really test them. And they'll know where they are. They'll know their levels. It would be funny if it was... I feel like, you know what? People underrate Leipzig a lot. But, man, they're one of the best teams in Europe. There's a real chance for them in the Champions League. The way they destroyed Spurs and absolutely dismantled them for a team that had never been in the quarterfinals. Absolutely ludicrous. Watch that Spurs-Leipzig game again. Man, Julian Nagelsmann really destroyed Mourinho. Spurs did not create one open chance. Not one. They're strong defensively. They've conceded the same amount of goals as us. I mean, our defense has improved, but they've just scored less goals. That's crazy to think about. They have 2 center backs out. They're still one of the best defenses in Europe. Jeez. Leipzig are just the way they play. They look at how they spoil our party every single season. Leipzig spoil something. They almost killed us 2 years ago. Robin had to rescue us, where we won 5-4. 2 late goals that got us over the line. But Leipzig always do it. I feel like Leipzig are gonna go to the Champions League final, and it's gonna be Bayern Munich versus Leipzig. Because if Leipzig won against City, I would think that, hey, Leipzig. I think here's what's most likely gonna happen. Juventus will pull their way through versus Lyon, and what's gonna happen is Leipzig is gonna pick up Juventus. They're gonna absolutely dismantle Mauricio Sarri, get to the Champions League semifinals. If they get PSG, I can almost see how they lose. But I can't see how they lose against City because they play higher intensity. City are a team that press high, but Leipzig are a very direct team. So Leipzig are not afraid to boost the ball or whack it forward to Patrick Schick. I genuinely have a feeling that Leipzig are going to win a Bundesliga in the next 3 years. They're going to. It's just going to happen. It's not going to be because we're crap. It's going to be because these guys are just... If Julian Nagelsmann's still there, these guys are just going to go levels. Dortmund, I don't fear them because they have Lucien Favre. They keep selling their best players. The Bundesliga, I saw a tweet which was hilarious. It just showed that the Bundesliga would look like some modern, sexy world and great planet if Dortmund didn't sell their best players. Honestly, that if Borussia Dortmund decided, you know what, we're going to compete with Bayern. We're going to buy good players, and also we're going to keep our good players. If Dortmund became almost like Leipzig are doing it. Leipzig's director is coming out and saying, we don't want our quality players to be leaving on freeze. And oh my God, they haven't even come out and talked about Werner at all. That's such a big club thing to do. I mean, look, I know a lot of people hate Leipzig, but they're the reason why this league is so more fun, man. I like having them. I like the fact that Mönchengladbach almost won the title. I genuinely felt like we were gonna lose it. I mean, we should have lost last season's title too. How we won that is still beyond me. But I think if Leipzig were in the position Dortmund were, they wouldn't have lost that title. Dortmund were like 9-8 points clear at a certain time. And it was 11 points, wasn't it? They just slowly started drawing and losing and drawing and losing. And then all of a sudden, Bayern Munich 1 point ahead. And it became so real. For me, I feel like Dortmund just bottled that title, but Leipzig wouldn't do that. There's 9 match days left, so there's literally 9 weeks of football continually. So there's no international breaks. Thankfully, there's no international football, the Euros or something, I don't know. And then there's talk that the DFL talked, or actually it's official. They've set the DFB Pokal to be played July. So the final will be played. The quarterfinals and semifinals will be played in the month of June. So after the league is ended, well, actually the league will be going on, but maybe slightly after, because then the finals on July 1st. So basically, the season is gonna end. So if we look, I'm gonna count it. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I'm doing this. So we're Saturday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the season is gonna end around June 11th, right? And the DFB Pokal will take place around July. That's when the Champions League final usually takes place. And then I think what's going to happen is the teams are going to still be training because this coronavirus thing has just been like a little mini break. And then after July, right, we'll get the Premier League and Serie A back, I think. Hopefully, because I need football to just keep going. I don't need even though I don't want the Prem to return because it's just going to be jokes. But still, I'd still like the Champions League. So after July, there's August. And the Champions League is supposedly supposed to be played in a few weeks in August. Because the CL is different. The CL is just like the DFB Pokal, except it's Europe, right? So that's the only risk, is that it's Europe. It depends on each country. Thankfully, I mean, it's weird to say, thankfully, Only two French teams remain, PSG, and who are already through their quarterfinals. So there's really no, they don't need to be playing, now anytime soon. And they're already, hopefully the world is different in 2 months. I'm hoping that's a thing. It's kind of weird how we just got this virus, but I don't know. China, thanks a lot, you little bastards. Bayern Munich would have been playing a semifinal against PSG, and we would have been 4-0 up on aggregate in the first leg, and now we're going into it, and we'll win on 10-0 on aggregate. But someone just decided to make a virus. Thanks a lot, you piece of crap. But still, I think this league is superb. I mean, just looking at it, I'm wondering, is there any teams that haven't... Oh, so Werder Bremen haven't played Fortuna Düsseldorf. They both have a game in hand, but those are the game. That's the actual outlier game. So technically for them, they have 10 match days left, which I don't know what they're gonna do. So according to British sources, I mean not British, it's gonna happen. BT Sport are gonna show every single Bundesliga game. That means that English people, millions upon millions upon. Do you know what I mean here? The league is gonna have to do something extraordinary. For example, all these tweets, that's good. There needs to be more of that. For me, I think the Bundesliga needs to understand that this is the first time in years upon years that it's the Bundesliga was going to surpass Serie A, and Dortmund versus Bayern Munich is in I believe in 2 weeks, isn't it? Hold on. Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. I think that's at the Signal Iduna Park, isn't it? Der Klassiker is actually, hold on, Bundesliga fixtures. I'm sorry I'm doing this. I'm not editing it out. I don't like editing it out. I like you knowing I'm confused sometimes. So Dortmund will play Schalke. That's fine. That's in a few days, right? And then what I'm thinking about is the week after. So a few days, like 5 days after that, right? Dortmund play Wolfsburg. Who are we playing? We are playing... Okay, well, there's matches on a Tuesday now, which... Okay, Bayern are playing Dortmund on a Tuesday on the 26th, so 2 weeks from now. But why are we playing on a Tuesday? Then there's a Saturday, then there's Tuesday, Saturday again, then there's Saturday, then there's Tuesday. So I'm guessing that's the fixture congestion. So the fixtures come quicker. So the league will end. Every single fixture will be wrapped up. Oh, that's annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie, guys. That's annoying. The league will end on June 27th. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Oh, never mind. We're in May. Hey, that's a lot of... Okay, I see now. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, good. I was like, I thought I read May 27th right there, and I thought we were in June right now. But look, thank goodness. That basically means that if the Premier League was to return, it wouldn't overlap the Bundesliga, so it would be the DFB Cup, and people will be watching that. But the most important thing the league needs to do is understand that this is the only time that the Bundesliga is the... Like, every single person and their mother is going to be watching. So these players have a huge task. They know what's going on. Look at the amount of people that were talking about the UFC. I don't care what anyone says. No one cares that much about the UFC, but people were watching. People I never would have thought would be watching the UFC were watching. I'm gonna have friends that I know that don't really watch, football on regular. They're gonna be watching. They're gonna be watching the only sports that's alive. So for me, we have to prove them right, and so it looks like Sky Sports, or not Sky Sports, BT Sport are going to show every fixture, which is important. But on who's going to win the Bundesliga, don't know, man. How will the table look in 2 days or in 4 days when Dortmund play? Maybe Schalke go pull up an upset and improve their security in 6th position, or they lose and Wolfsburg win and they get higher. I don't know. But all I do know is that it's going to be fun. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope everyone enjoyed it, man. I hope you're all safe. Man, it's getting so close that I'm just hoping that. I'm not hoping. I just feel like someone's just gonna pop up with news that the Bundesliga restart postponed for 2 more months because a player of Bayern Munich spread the coronavirus to everyone. Luckily, that's not happening. Oh, that's karma, isn't it? But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia and peace. I love ending on 20 minutes, don't I? I love it. But how does everyone feel about the live table? I think we'll make that a regular thing. Yeah, if you want, I will make it a regular thing. So on match reactions, we'll show the table. Oh, that's normal. Yeah, I'll show the table. Obviously, Dortmund versus Schalke, which is the first watch along I'm doing. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Mia san mia and peace.